Oh dear, what a day I've had today. So I'm in the process of building another app. I don't know why, because I spend way too much money for one, and two, nothing's being published on Apple yet because apparently I'm using an old SDK, which is 18.5, and they're going on about they're using 26 SDK now. But the AI developer teams are saying, don't worry about it. They should still work. They should still go through. But I don't know if they're going to go through or not. And I've created about God knows how many apps on iPhone. Probably about 15, 16 apps on iPhone. I've only got 4 on Android because Android's a pig. The Rook website, which I do me Android apps for, too many errors, too many bugs, too time consuming, too costly. So I'm just working on ISO iPhone at the moment and maybe iPad. So anyway, I was going to show you exactly what's going on with this app at the moment, but I've just asked him to I've asked him to put like an index screen um, on the as a main page with the logo and like a screenshot or something of the actual app working or an image of the screen. Something anyway, because I don't want people just turn it on and then like you see the um, camera features and the settings and shit like that. I'd rather have like a proper index page, and then like press the tab to enter. Then you got the access to the SLL. And while I'm waiting for it to be done, I have got it on the mobile, but it'd be too small for you to see on the mobile. But it has got has it just finished doing? Let's see. Right, it says it's finished. Right, hang on, let me have a look. Um, Let me refresh. There's no index. So he said he's done it, but he hasn't done it because I can not see it. Wait a minute. Now we've got the neighbours banging upstairs. Fucking typical, isn't it, eh? See, this is what I don't understand. I know AI is trying to create something that you want, right? And although an AI is not human, it's a machine in one way, electronic machine. It still doesn't seem to. That's better. Right, enter system. Yes, that's better. Right, okay. Right, if there's any bugs in it, I ain't gonna get it sorted out until later. But anyway, let me show you what's going on here. I don't know why I keep doing it all in green text and shit, But this is it here. It's called Spectral-SLS. Oh, for fuck's sake. Your system online, sensor ready, and for the next anomaly. So anyway, he's showing you a picture of as a Connect, because I have asked him to get it to work on the Connect, but there is issues that my Connect shuts off every 7 seconds. So that will probably be hopefully sorted out at a later date. So it says here, internalizing entry detection, calibrating IR grid matrix, all systems operational. Well, that's just like pretending, but when you actually click on enter system, this is what you'll see on the main SLS camera. Now you've got a little bar down here, so you can actually set the sensitivity up and down. I'm going to put it on 3 bars. The capture allows you to capture a snapshot. The record will allow you to record the actual screen process. Like if you capture something, then you actually call it and you're recording it, and it's actually recorded in a save folder down here. So you got your videos there, and then you got your photos on here. Now, because he's been doing updates, I keep losing everything here. So this is more like working back at scratch. This here is actually giving you information on like the entities, anomalies, which are apparently around me. Got EMF and anomaly. EMF don't seem to be doing nothing at the moment, so that might need to be sorted out. You've got a built-in 3D radar, and when you click on that, it's giving you a pattern of what is around, and you can actually lower the threshold on it, and it's actually showing it down here as well. Like it's supposed to be like there's an entity in here somewhere, but you've got like ag, X, Y, and Z, EMF field, compass, dev. So that's the compass, and it's actually detecting stuff. Now it gives you the code, like the bar color code up here, being blue's entity, green is bar, red is near, and I can't tell you what that one is. I need my glasses. And my glass is going to be steamed up as usual. MIO or whatever it is, I don't know what the hell that is. But apparently, compass is going crazy right now. So I don't know if they're all anomalies, or they could be anomalies, but it don't mean that they're spiritual. So anyway, going back down here. Now, if I put record on, it's not actually detecting any anomalies. But once I press start scan, is there any spirits here? Can you show yourself again? Behind the chair or near the chair? Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Can you wave? Can you come back and wave? I think he's trying to wave. He's sitting on the chair and it looks like he's waving. Thank you. Now, on here, it gives you like, he's standing behind me now. I actually had 3 behind me earlier. One there, and one above. And one disappeared, then the other one came back and started trying to stand on the shoulder. Now, I can't prove that these are anomalies, but if they are, and they are showing themselves, great. You know, because the technology, wave. The technology isn't the same as it is with the Xbox Connect. And you see when he actually appears, you get like a little box saying detected up there. Now I've walked kind of like entity detected. There we go. So I walked in the hallway with my mobile phone because I got it on my mobile phone, and I was getting the entity or a entity appearing in the hallway, but it seemed to be like up in near the ceiling. And I kept saying, no, you're too far up, come down. And it actually did come down. Then I told it to go to the floor near the door, near the living room door, and it actually done that. So, yeah, I'm not saying that this is like, 100% accurate if it is detecting real anomalies, but it's picking up something anyway, as you can see. And I was having a little bit of a tantrum earlier because, like, I was saying, come on, show yourself. You ain't showing yourself, show yourself. And I didn't have the scan running. So if I turn the scan off, it disappears. But as soon as I turn the scan on, I'll turn it on full. And now we got 3. And that's what I had earlier, 3 of them. But if I turn the scan down a little bit, no, only if I turn it all the way down, that's still showing up. So do I have 3 anomalies in here? I don't know. I can't prove I have. Now if I turn it off again and then turn it back on, can you all 3 come back? And I had to cut you off then because I was trying something out. But it's still recording. I've got 1 back. Where's the other 2 disappeared to? Can you bring them 2 back? Or do I need to turn the thing back up again? There we go, 3. So if I turn that down halfway and then stop the scan again, and then turn it back on again. Right, come back. You might still be there, but I can't see you until I turn the scan on. Can you bring the other 2 back if possible? I think it really depends on, like, the level of the actual scan anomaly you got turned on. So I'll put it on second to last, like nearly full. I'll get 2 there. Now I've got 3. And they are in different parts of the living room, like 2 sitting on the chair, and the other one's in front of the chair now. Earlier, as you saw, those down here. So, I can't prove that these, because even if I move in front of them, they're in front of me. So why are they in front of me when they should be behind me? Right, let's see what happens here, because there might be an issue. Because I can't see them being behind me. They seem to be more in front of me. So there is a issue there. Because if they're in front of my camera, if I put my hand over the camera, it's still picking it up. See, this is what I don't like about. This is why I'm building this actually, because I don't understand the SLL cameras, to be honest with you, because they shouldn't actually be in front of me. They should be behind me, but they're actually in front of me. It looks like they're at the chair, but they're not. So if I had, I've got my mobile one here. If I turn that on and record, so I've got one near the door, right? If I put my hand in front of the camera, it actually looks like it's in front of my hand, which you can't see because Right, let's stop this one for a minute. Oh, well, he's actually doing an update something now, so. On mobile, we can track if it's mounted. The simplest reliable fix is only one detection when it is in true and the camera permission is granted and the camera is ready. Actually, the simplest and most effective way, just clear the entities and pause the detection when the user covers the camera by monitoring the camera stream is active. On the webcam, on the web, we already have the stream. On native, the most practical approach is to not change the detection engine, but instead make the entities automatically disappear faster and the detection to whether the camera view is actually rendering. The real practical fix of both platforms: pause the detection engine when scanning is off and add a camera covered warning. But more importantly, the entities should require the scan to be active. Let me check if there's already a guard. And they said found text, detection engine is already gated on. The issue is that one entity is spawned, they stay visible even if the camera is physically covered. The real fix is to use the camera light level. When a camera is covered, it goes near black. We can detect this on both platforms. The most practical and reliable approach on web monitoring, the video stream brightness uses canvas sampling. On native, use the fact that camera view won't fire on camera ready if covered. But more practically, just add a manual pause when no light is detected. Let me implement brightness monitoring on web and on native. Add a I can't even fucking answer. Periodic frame brightness check. See, every time he does the updates on this, it's costing me money. So I've already spent $35 on this app today. So it seems to be in front of me. Don't get it. When PC, every 2 seconds, the app samples a tiny 32 by 32 frame from the video stream and measures brightness. If you cover the webcam and it goes dark and it's immediately clear and the camera obstructed appears, uncover the camera and detection resumes automatically. Whatever typed popping. But why are they in front of me when I am closest to the camera? They shouldn't be. Me. Right, done. Here's what happens now. Mobile, if camera fails to mount or errors, entities should stop appearing and a camera unavailable warning shows. Web PC, every 2 seconds, an app sample with a tiny frame from the video stream and measures brightness. If you cover the webcam and it goes dark, entities immediately clear and camera obstruct appears undercover the camera and detection resumes. Yeah, but why are they in front of me? You know, I'm practically right up in front of the camera and they're showing con light in front of me, in front of the camera, which they shouldn't be. To make them feel further away behind you, I need to make them smaller, more distant, position them in the upper middle portion of the screen, further away and higher up, light perspective, make them more transparent, ghostly. The figures are currently in a lower portion of the screen. That's wrong for behind you. The camera perspective things further away appear higher and the smaller. Let me fix them both. So he's going to put them up higher by looks of things. So to make them look further away, he needs to put them higher and smaller. Appear in the upper middle or the right, like the real SLL things far away, appear higher up due to the camera perspective. Be much smaller, 45% of the original size. Distance figures are small. Stay semi-transparent, ghostly, not solid in front of you. This matches how a real SLL Connect camera behaves. detection happens in the background or behind you, not right in front of your face. Right, so now I need to have record on. So if anything appears, I should be further back but smaller. There they are. But it still looks like it's detecting a smaller bit. Right, weird. They are smaller, but it seems to be in front of my hand. When I put my hand up, if putting my hand up, they should either disappear or be behind my hand. No, they should disappear. They are smaller, but it seems to be in front of my hand. When I put my hand up, they should either disappear or I don't understand it. Right, I've got 3 of them behind me right now. If I put my hand up, no, the thing is, my camera, right? If I close my camera for a minute, it does say entity detected, camera obstruction, right? And then they start coming back. The issue is that the stick figures are just static overlays. They don't react to what's in the camera at all. They can't actually detect depth or where your hand is. Since that, we would require real depth sensor hardware like the actual Kinect. What I'm going to do is make them disappear when the camera is covered, blocked, already done, and make them feel more like they are in the background by making them even smaller and more transparent, so your hand clearly looks like it's in front. Let me reduce the scale further and lower the opacity so they feel firmly in the background. Also drop the pulse opacity range lower so they can be more ghostly. Same for web. Figures are now smaller, 30% scale, and more transparent, 30 to 50. So they sit clearly in the deep back. Why did my alarm keep going off? Just to be clear though, a real SLS camera uses depth sensors, structure light and infrared to know exactly how far everything is in 3D, which is now its known place figures. The app uses a regular camera with no depth data, so figures can actually know where your hand is in 3D. The best we can do is make them look smaller and distant, even though your hand appears in front of them. Yeah, but I don't understand, because I've told him when he first started, I wanted it more of a 3D kind of space. Mm-hmm. Oops. Oh, fuck's sake. This has got 3D space on the app, as I did request it. What about adding more structure and well, so I just asked him, had you got 3D space on the app, as I did request it? What about adding more structural light and infrared elements? So he's checking with the radar 3D tab at the moment. But when I asked him to start the app, I said to him, make sure it's got 3D. Right, okay, there's already a radar tab with a 2D radar sweep and point cloud, but no real 3D space or SLS specific structure light visible. Let me be honest about what's possible and then build something much better. What the real SLS camera actually do: project a IR dot grid into the room, structured like pattern. We've already got that on the app. Read the distortion of the grid with infrared to calculate depth. Map a skeleton onto anything that deforms the grid like a human body. Well, that's already all on there. What I can realistically add without actual depth hardware: a proper 3D perspective room with showing a simulated IR dot grid projected into a room. The dot grid distorts ripples near detected entities and simulate a real SLS structural light. IR heat map overlays on the scanner, much more immersive depth insulation or whatever it is. See, when I'm going to start stuttering now. The situation being with SLS cameras, is that they never really give true kind of shit. They never do it. It's like with any app you use, the only apps that I think really do work is EVP and maybe EMF apps. Yeah, I don't think that an SLS camera really works on a mobile phone. If we could actually get something similar to the SLS camera that runs off the Xbox, like so. Now, the problem with this, it does lag out. I don't know what's causing it, but it lags out. But if we were to get an anomaly now, then I would be kind of like surprised. Yeah, my camera's lagging out. I think it's the power cable that's not giving enough power to either the Xbox, or it could be the USB cable. It could be the Xbox itself. I don't know. The SLS camera, but I'm having problem with it left, right, and centre anyway. Might not be drawing enough power from the actual computer for some reason. But if we was able to get something to work on a mobile device that emulates the spectral light and the IR from the PC or mobile phone, right? If we could do what a proper Xbox 360 or version 2 SLS camera can do, then we wouldn't be laughing, but I suppose we'd be getting more nearer to that concept of getting that thing done, But when you're using it on a mobile phone, it ain't going to work. If we could get it to work, that'd be crazy. That'd be fucking crazy. Now let me close this down for a minute, and then go back onto this. Right, enter. Right, so it's done. What's new? The radar tab. 3D structural Lightroom. No, not got it turned on at the moment. The actual scan. A perspective room with IR dot grids protected into the floor and the back wall. Just like a real SLS camera, dots get smaller as they go further away. Perspective. IR visible toggle. So we have got IR in here. We've got IR there. But because it doesn't seem right, I've got him to put black and white on. But we've also got visible, which is the normal webcam. So why did that come up like that? The Xbox just came up on then. So the Xbox came on, but I ain't got it turned on. I am, because it's not on the actual software. Yeah, the software's still turned on. So if I close that software, now I can try it on here. But it will shut off in a minute because, yeah, it shut off. It keeps doing that when I try the SLS camera. But then I've got to go back into the web camera, because then I've got black and white. I've got visible, which is like the normal webcam. That's supposed to be full spectrum. UV and IR. So IR visible toggle, switch between red, orange, infrared dots, and green visible mode. Animated screen line sweeps to the bottom, which is doing that scanning. That line is scanning downwards to the bottom across the room, like a real structure light projector. Entity distortion. When entities are detected, nearby dot pulses larger, brighter to simulate the grid. Being deformed by bodily shape. IR grid 32 by 24 at 30 frames, labelled like real SLS camera specs. The scanner tab still shows the stick figure overlays on the web camera. Radar tab is now detecting structure like a normally through. So if I turn that on now, don't know if I'm in the way or not actually, to be honest with you. So we are getting them, but they're smaller. But if I put my mobile on, you know, I'm getting them, but they're not actually. It's actually on that box there. But if I put my hand in the way, they're still there. So I'm covering the camera. So he's done it so it works on. Okay, right, ready for that. Back and make stick figures bigger. Double layer size. When I cover my mobile camera, they still show, but if I cover that now, they disappear. If I cover this. Right, so what he's doing now is fixed mobile camera cover detection. Even when covered since on camera ready, only fires once on mount. Needs to be the same brightness as the web. Now I need to add brightness checking on the mobile. I'll use image from React Native to sample and capture faint brightness via the canvas light approach. Actually, on React Native, the best approach with native modules is to capture a tiny frame with capture ref at a low quality and then use the image components on mode, but that won't give pixel data. The simplest reliable native approach use captive ref to grab a tiny 20 by 20 JPEG every 2 seconds. Then read the file as base64. Actually, the most practical approach, capture a tiny frame and capture if the file size is extremely small, and cover camera produce a near black image that compresses to almost nothing. Expo file system is available in Expo. How to use file system. Get info ASCII to check the file size. If the captured tiny frame, black cover camera frame compressed to a very small JPEG. Now find where the camera ready state and the cap frame timer ref are declared to add the brightness check effect nearby. Now add the brightness check effect after the EMF fluctuates effect. Let me find a good insertion point. Now make sure brightness check ref is cleaned up on unmelt 2. Done. Here's what's changed. Figures are now double the size. Scale back to 0.6 was 0.3. Mobile camera cover detection every 2 seconds. It captures a tiny 32 by 32 pixel frame and checks a JPEG file. A covered black camera produces an almost uniform image that compresses to under 900 bytes at that tiny size. If detected as blocked, entities clear and the camera unavailable. Warning shows uncovered camera detection. Right, so he's done it in the way that the PC is doing it at the moment. So if I press record and start scan, now I've got to wait for them to appear again. No, I've got one now. It's double the size. Cover the camera. And yeah, it does disappear. And it says entity detected again. No, I don't know if you can see that because I've got my string guard on. So there's one now. Cover the screen. He disappears. But then he's actually reappearing when I've got the camera covered. But where's my camera? My camera's there, isn't it? So that's weird. It's still picking up. Shit. Let's see what he does on that. Because if he can't do it, then it's not worth me going any further. Because it's cost me like $50 to build this already. So I'm facing the screen, and I've got two detected in front of the screen, in front of me. It seems like they're not actually disappearing as quick as they're supposed to disappear, actually. So it appeared then, entity detected, then it disappeared. Then it came back, then it went. Now it's back. As if it's sitting on my TV. It's like way high. Can you come down lower? I've got two of them. Can you lower yourself? Which I don't think is possible because if I want him to lower, he's got to revert back to what he was doing earlier. Because the camera, if I want them to be further away, he's got to do it so the camera is picking them up further away by meaning that he's got to make it look like they are further away. And the only way you can do that is by shortening the actual stick figure, whether it being an entity or not. So the blind check approach isn't reliable enough. Captures the whole screen, including the UI overlays, not just the raw camera feed, so it never goes truly black when covered. The better approach directly from the camera view using Take Picture ASCII, which gives us the raw camera output, and check its file size. Replace the brightness check to the Take Picture ASCII from the camera directly, and also fix the detection engine so new entities can't spawn while camera is blocked. There is a syntax error. The old block wasn't truly replaced. Let me check what happened at line 501. The old closing lines are still there. Removed them. Take picture ask. Returns a picture ref, not a plain object with URI. Let me fix by using a correct API. Bitref has no URI directly. Need to call save to catch directory on it to get a file path. The type errors are resolved. Picture ref is handled with a safe fallback chain that tries save to catch directory first, then falls back to URI property. The logic otherwise stays the same. Small file blocked camera clears of entities. So if I get an entity back on my phone, if I cover the camera, so I've got my camera covered, he's still there. I've got two of them there. Unless he's picking up from the front camera as well. I can still see it with a case light closed. The only way to do it is just like stops the scan and then rescan it. So I am getting one over there near the door. I'll cover the camera. Yeah, it does disappear. I can't cover the camera sometimes. Well, we can't do it this one now. I ain't going to bother. I'll just leave it as it is. And then work on it another day. So it's not really going to be put out to the public anyway until we can find a way of fixing it properly. Or near enough properly. So the take picture sync approach isn't working reliably. The camera view is in mode video, which conflicts while taking pictures. Let me take a complete different approach. Use a simple timeout based system. If no new entities should spawn while camera is blocked, the key fix is to track camera state differently. The real solution, don't fight the camera API. Instead, use the camera blocked ref and get set when scan line detects darkness and crucially cancel all pending detection timeout immediately when blocked. Place the broken brightness check with a clean rebase. So this is why it costs a lot of money, because like when the AI is actually inserting code, the code isn't doing what it's supposed to be doing. So we've got to like try to rectify it by trying different codes, different techniques. Now, there's one remaining problem that even when camera ready flips to false, the already scheduled set time out in scheduled detection will still fire and add a new entity. Fix this by clicking a ref, not state. Not state inside the timeout callback. Add a ref to track block state so the timeout callback can check it synchronously, or it's fucking cool, I can't even pronounce it. Now update the block detection to set the ref and update schedule detection to bow out if blocked. Now guard the detection callback itself with the ref check. Now there are 3 layers of protection. Camera block ref, immediate timeout cancellation, and camera only through shot. The brightness threshold is 1000 bytes at 40 by 40 quality 0.5. Color black camera should produce around 300 to 700 bytes at a tiny size, while light scene produces much more. Right, let's try it on here on the PC, because I have got like a proper cover thing for the webcam. Right, so there's one now, right? Now I bring that up and close that. Camera obstructed. Right, so you ain't got the entity, but the entity's right, entity detected, but it's not showing through the camera. So why is the camera still trying to detect it when it's covered? Don't understand it. I say goodbye to the AI. Make him feel like, you know, he's a partial human being. Oh, he actually has a humour. Went, ha ha. Enjoy your well-deserved break. The app is looking great. Come back whenever you're ready, and we'll crack the camera cover detection. So yeah, even he said that there is still. No, he hasn't got to really pull it into words that it ain't fucking working, because he just said we'll crack the camera cover detection. And as you just saw on the PC, it did kind of work, but then it still kept saying detecting, although it wasn't actually bringing up the actual anomaly. But when we uncovered the camera, the anomaly was still there, which is fine. I'm okay with that. It's when you cover the camera, there shouldn't be any anomalies being detected or appearing on camera when the camera is covered black. You know, there's no light going through it whatsoever. So that still needs to be sorted out. I say, like, you know, when you're building apps like this, you can't really prove. What's happened here? What's happened here on my screen? Oh, there we go. You know, when you're running like the SLS camera, you might get it working kind of in one perspective, I suppose. In a way that it is kind of like manipulating an unseen entity, because it's like breaking through the RF, or not the RF, the spectral waves, you know, the hidden things that we can't see ourselves, you know, it's on the camera to pick it up. You know, the infrared kind of base kind of spectrum, and like the sensors as well. Oh god, I really am knackered. I've got to cook some dinner soon. I'm gonna have. I went to the Chinese shop the other day and bought some. It's like a pre-made pastry and bean sprouts. So I'm gonna have some. What I called spring rolls later. I think I've got enough ingredients. I just got to remember what I need the flour bit for, because I didn't use flour last time. I just used egg, this bean sprouts, the pastry, and milk. but I don't have no milk now, so that's a bit of a bugger. I'm not really going to go out and buy milk. I'm too fucking knackered. Yeah, there's so many fucking apps out there nowadays. People build them, and stupid people like me go out and buy them and think they're going to work when they don't work. There's hundreds of programs out there which don't work. And I mean hundreds. Um, that's all right. Fucking hell, Nigel. Nigel keeps sending me bloody stupid cartoon strip things, and it don't really, I don't really go into those cartoon things. So, yeah, there's so many like apps out there that people build and they don't fucking work. I've been stupid enough to buy, build about 15, 16 apps. If I go into and then go to feed, these are all what I've built. These are what I've built. And it's cost me a lot of fucking money to build these. I mean, a lot of fucking money. What's that one? Spirit Speak. Don't think this one's working, is it? Something on that, mate. But yeah, like, when people build stuff, I've built them. I can't prove that they're going to work. That's why I built them, to see if I do build something it works, then, like, people are going to be fucking else. You built something, crazy, man. It works. Like, it's like with the, oh, God, my bloody knees are hurting again. Oh. It's like with any app, the only apps that I feel work is the EVP ones and maybe some of the EMF ones. Your Ghostbox might work, but I think with the Ghostbox ones, I don't think they really work 100%. Right? You need a real physical Ghostbox to actually use those. Yeah, God, if you're sweeping from a like a real radio station, and everyone believes that they can communicate through the broken channels, and the static. Even I've had a lot of good results through a physical ghost box. But when you're not getting, when you buy an app, there's a 50-50 chance, I suppose, that it will work or it won't work. Oh, this is another app I've made, a compass. This won't actually work on PC, but it will work on the mobile. Then you got this kind of thing, which is like, in one way, it's scanning through like the temperatures to pick up any like heat spots or cold spots. And then the last one is nothing really. It's just like this one actually gives you some locations of haunted like locations in the UK, and you can actually add to that and save it. So you know haunted location, you can add that haunted location, give a little bit of information on it, and save it. Then it'll be added to this list. And then my recordings is for this. It's just for this only. Like so. So that is more like a thermal camera in my way. And there we go, you got 2 small recordings. But anyway, I'm going to carry on with the app sometime this week. I'm not going to spend any more money if I can help it, because I've spent like $50 on this fucking app today. I've only got like $5 left on it. And I'm not going to spend another $50 trying to get the thing working. Because if I was to get it working, there's no way I'm going to be giving you that free. That would be like a charge for this, like a £10 charge if I can get it working properly. But so I don't really. All the SLS camera apps I've seen on either Android or iPhone don't really never seem to work. I watched a video earlier where 2 people, a girl and a guy in America, went to a specific haunted location, and he's going on about the SLS camera, because they was getting like hits on the camera. He's going crazy over it, going, well, it proves that it's working. Well, no, because if it is working, he doesn't do the test like I've been trying to do, like put my hand in front of the camera and removing those SLS camera anomalies. Like if you got your normal Xbox SLS camera up and running, then you pick up a stick figure. If you move in front of that stick figure, it'd completely disappear. And when you move back, it won't be there because you've interrupted the IR, the specific part of the area where that stick figure was. And because you've interrupted that, it disappeared. Now, it doesn't mean that he won't reappear there. He does, then great, he don't, kind of thing. But, there's quite a few SLS camera apps out there that I've looked at and like viewed. I've not been sure enough to buy them. I watch other people use them, and they just don't work. They don't really work. And everyone's going, "Oh look, I've got an anomaly there. It's a real ghost." No, not really. It's just picking up a fluctuation, and that fluctuation is, in one way, making it look like a spirit person. Unless you could make something, like an SS camera that does actually pick up a humanoid figure, but not as a stick figure, but like a partial apparition kind of thing, where you can see his arms and legs, his head. And I don't know if that's possible or not. If it is possible, it'd be like once in a million that you actually catch something like that. It's like when you're using full spectrum cameras, if you're going to get a hot spot or a red spot, it doesn't mean that you're going to be there at the right time to capture it. It's going to be there all the time anyway if it's a constant like heat flow or a cold spot or something, So that's why I say a lot of these apps don't really work. People are building them and saying, "Oh, it definitely works," but because you're getting a stick figure on the camera, it doesn't mean it's a ghost. It could just be something in the software manipulating the code and making you think it's like a spirit or an entity or whatever. But anyway, I'm going to go. I'm tired. I'm going to have a rest. But leave me your thoughts if you want to in a comment, about SLS cameras and if they work, if they don't work, what's the point of building apps if they don't work? If they can't, like, in one way, get a spirit to manipulate itself in front of a camera and detect it as a proper real life entity. How many SLS camera apps have you actually tried yourself? And let me know so I can check them out. Because I would really love to get a program up and running. An app. It doesn't mean the SLS one, but any app. Well, I know I've got 2 or 3 that do work, 100%. But when you're building other apps, you can't prove that they're going to work 100%. They may work a fraction of the time. They might not work the rest of the time. So, yeah, anyway, I'm going to go because I'm kind of like fucking tired and falling asleep here now. Bored with my own voice. So I'll catch you all later. Have a good one. And don't forget, leave me comments on the SLS camera apps and what you think about them. Catch you later.